he's really upset that companies like Apple and Google have been, big on encryption. He's saying that it makes it more difficult for the government to do their job because we have all this freaking encryption. So, I mean, here's a guy who gets it. He understands that America needs to be up the butt of the world, as it were, and they need all this control, and they need to get rid of net neutrality and it makes it more difficult and encryption. And totally. So, vote for Jeb Bush. Yeah.
So, I suppose Silicon Valley hasn't given him enough money, and he wants to bomb Silicon Valley back to the Stone Age. It's like, oh, Silicon Valley doesn't have enough democracy. Let's totally do away with all the things that the information economy depends on for income outside of the U.S.
I mean, I don't know if he is going to get any votes. What if he actually does get votes? Because that's the other thing. While traveling abroad, every time you mention, hey, I'm from America, people are like, oh, wow. And they start mentioning stupid politicians like, well, I guess Donald Trump's not exactly a politician, but they're all like, why do you allow him to be on television? Why are you allowing him to speak in public? Why is he, a voice for America? And it's just like, oh, God, I'm sorry. I can't answer these questions. But now, if Jeb wins, it's going to be even worse than George. I mean, well, I don't know, crimes against humanity. I don't know. I'm sure Jeb will figure that out, too, once he gets in power. He's like, all I have to do is press this one button, and it'll roast some people in the Middle East. Let's roast them all. That's the Bush way.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there. I don't know why I did, but I did. So, okay, let's just move on. I'm sick of that dumbass. It makes me angry. Yeah, that's it. Demonizing was what he said. He doesn't want people to demonize the NSA.
Well, if he legitimately understands these things this way, that's even sort of more horrifying that he would be, the leader of the U.S. Because it's clearly not that black and white.
That's kind of the takeaway I was getting from this, is that he actually believes these things. But a lot of the people that he hangs out with and goes to resorts with are executives from these companies. And they tell him how bad things are, and they vent to him, and they have their scotch and their parlor at, 4th.
That's super annoying. But cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, 7.3 kilograms, representing Lucknow, please welcome
both fighters waiting. Oh my God, this is going to be intense. Amitesh Chaubey in the black trunks, representing the Mumbai Maniacs. Jason Ramesh Solomon representing the Delhi Gladiators in the red. And here we go for the welterweight. Oh! He's hurt! He's hurt! He's hurt! He's hurt! He's out! Unbelievable! Amitesh Chaubey is your new super fight welterweight championship of the world. I've said this before. He needs to be careful. He needs to be careful of this man's punching power. This guy will knock anybody out. Jason ran into a straight right. It would happen so fast. It would happen so fast. We can probably see the whole fight. Doctor's checking in. There you go. You see this? Big right hand. Cracked Jason straight in the jaw. You can see he was out of it. Hammer fist.
Hey, I'm Rhonda.
Hi, I'm Joyce.
I'm Honest John.
And I'm Delora James.
And I'm Miles Cranford.
and we're going to be unboxing sex toys.
For the first time.
I don't believe it.
Back in the day, I mean, sex toys, for women it was a stick, for men it was a vacuum cleaner. That was dangerous.
We'd like to give a shout out to the people at Fleshlight. Now we're going to unbox the first sex toy.
I'm ready.
Okay.
A big ass soda?
Looks like a beer can.
It does.
It says lady.
It's a lady in there.
Lady Lager. Lady Lager.
It's a can of beer.
Sex in a can. What?
That's a little bit short if it's what I think.
Looks like an old English.
What's in there?
Beer, I'll bet you.
Sex in a can.
Does it open? Ah, okay, here we go.
Whoa.
That's what I thought. It's too short, man.
Some lips. It's a pair of lips.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
You'd be disappointed on that.
That ain't bad.
Does a man stick his wee-wee in there?
I'll bet.
Don't put your finger in there.
I wouldn't touch it. You kidding me?
You gotta get up in there. Oh, wow.
Is it soft?
Yeah. Feel that.
What?
Oh, shit. I think I nutted. Oh, shit. Here you go, Joe.
Could you imagine taking this to people at the church?
So what this is a portable vagina.
So who would use this, do you think?
Some man who never gets any.
The reason why it comes in this here is so you can just bring it anywhere and people will just think you brought a drink with you and won't know what kind of pervy motherfucker you are.
I thought it was lips and a man that wanted to let somebody suck on it.
Can I borrow? I'm down with OP3. Other people's plastic pussy. I'm down with OP3.
Oh, that same company. Look at that.
Jack's Cherry Pop.
16 fluid ounces.
Let's open up the can.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know if I want to open that one.
That's not the front part.
Oh, no. Oh, no, man.
Wait, not too close now.
Whatever this is, you better not stick your shit in there.
Yeah, you might not get it back, Jack.
Okay.
I don't know.
No,
look at
that's
that.
a
That's
butthole.
a baby. No,
that's
you,
a butthole.
You think?
That's what it is. It's a butthole. Hey, everybody got their own
Man,
particular...
don't get that finger close to me. You just stuck it up in there.
This is for gay people, right?
I ain't
This is
judging
kind of
nobody.
perverted, man. It's like a baby booty or some shit, though, man.
This is for Catholic priests,
Hey,
then.
there's something brown coming out. This is some real shit. This is some 3D.
What a
There's some
legend.
brown shit coming out of this.
I thought it was somebody who had never had sex before.
Virgin?
Yeah.
Joyce, that's a little hole.
Altar boy in a can.
You gonna get this show canceled, John.
Yeah.
How much does this cost? Somebody could get broke.
Flashlight been coming through, man.
Yeah,
See what they got for us this time.
We have.
A
All
lady.
right, let's see.
Oh, yeah. See, now we're talking. It's got a little length to it.
Exact replica of Lisa Ann's anatomy. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Look at this. Now, this is what he was talking about. He wanted the real deal. You know what I'm saying? That little 22, 23-year-old pussy, he don't want that. He want that OG shit. See, this one is at least 45. This one is at least 45.
God, my God, look at it.
What is that?
Then what do
Maybe
you
it's
do?
to keep the hole open.
This ain't a generic pussy. This is actually her specific pussy. Her pussy.
Lisa Ann is making millions.
Okay, here it comes.
But you know, for her to have made a mold, yikes.
Lisa Ann, this is like grounds for divorce. If I get caught with this in my house, I'm gonna lose everything.
She's making millions of these.
Would you do that?
Absolutely not.
Me either.
This shit feels good.
Sure.
Y'all gonna have to cut.
We have had a great time. Like and share this.
What's up, man? This is your man, Sling.
What's in the box?
I told you not to open it, you dumb son of a bitch. Well, you better go to this one and get your mouth cleaned out before you choke death. You might want to come around here.
Was that a sizzle? I don't want to get that close.
Ready? You ready?
Here it is.
Oh my god!
Bunch of rancid ass food. Fucking gnarly.
Get in there.
That ain't the stink side though, it's the freezer that smells.
Oh.
That one ain't open yet. Fucking A, bud.
The glove. I think the freezer's right.
Keep them down screws.
Oh, hell yeah.
Back in there.
Dead body, right?
Yeah, there you go, internet, no bodies.
Uh-huh.
In the afternoon. They have their scotch and cigars, and they're like, listen, Jeb, it's bad. It's really bad. I mean, look at Netflix. Netflix is killing us. And then we got the American people and all this, and they're all just killing us, man. I mean, we don't have enough profit. We can't swallow up all the other companies just yet. Can you help us out a little bit? Jeb's like, that's awful. I can't believe that America would allow this to happen. That's probably what's happening. He's that stupid.
Meanwhile, a report just came out that said America has slipped to 55th in 4G speeds and penetration. In your face, Indonesia.
Yeah, we just higher than Indonesia now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're just higher than Indonesia.
Man,
everybody
really
else,
food,
woo, 55, America, woo, go.
How about this malware that infects ATMs? This is kind of a fun thing. So some malware, I mean, malware on ATMs is a thing, but this new one is very interesting. It's the green dispensary malware. And in order to install this malware, you have to have access to the ATM. So someone's either doing this on the inside or somehow people are gaining access to the physical ATMs. I'm not sure exactly how well it can spread, but the cool thing is that when this malware is installed, a regular person walks up and they look at the ATM and it's like, oh, this thing's out of order. But if you're a hacker, you're like, oh, I know this screen. And you go up and you put in a special PIN number. It gives you access. And then it does two-step verification. You have to also, it'll spit out a QR code. And then you'll have to use your phone to generate a one-time random PIN to pair with the machine. After that, you have access and you can just start spitting money out, whatever you want to do.
I have a feeling
go ahead.
Well, I have a feeling that this is what it feels like to be a Goldman Sachs employee. So maybe the hackers just wanted that.
This should have been called the Goldman Sachs simulator malware.
Yeah, it's
Goldman
like,
Sachs.
oh, this is not a regular ATM. It's even got the warning, warning people off not to stick their credit card in it. It's like, this ATM is for Goldman Sachs employees only. Or should I say Goldman Sachs executives? This ATM is for Goldman Sachs executives only. It's like, oh, hello, sir. Please take all of my cash. There you go. Thank you, sir.
Don't worry. We'll just call the Fed and they'll print us some more. No,
it's not a bug. It's a feature.
Anyway, I'm not sure exactly how to... I'm not sure how they can... I guess I have to reinstall stuff, but I'm wondering if this kind of thing could possibly be spread through the internet and then, attached to these devices and just it would be crazy.
Oh,
in this case,
plastic
it's
game.
just reinstalling from like USB or CD-ROM or whatever.
Right.
So, but yeah, at least it warns regular people off of using them.
Let's do some talk about this ad block situation that's going on online. We've mentioned this a few times.
Game Forward, get some
the other side of the
marbles.
story, I'm usually on the side that says, listen, the content providers out there like us and all the other people online and different websites, they have to have ads or else they can't pay for their server and they can't eat and they have to go get a regular job at some company and then they won't have time to do this. There's another side to this whole thing that we haven't looked at, and that's the fact that the ads are becoming really obnoxious and annoying. I mean, they used to be really obnoxious and annoying, but now like these 15-second time limit full screen takeovers and that sort of thing are just getting out of control. So that's why I use ad block. If the ads were, like this one on the side over here, that's not too bad. Just, well, maybe that's not even an ad. These are stories. But if it was like simple and just out of the way like that, maybe they could stick around, but they've got to go. So there's some other methods for supporting different content that you like out there. This is the chart showing like, ad block users. And we did launch a Patreon campaign that we're going to get to in a second. And you guys are freaking awesome. Like, I'll just say that right now. But we'll get to this in just a second and not spend too much time on it. But there's another thing that you can do. If you feel strongly enough about it, I mean, you can do this. There is a, I guess it's a gadget or a plugin that allows you to contribute. Now, actually, this I'll let you explain this. This is through Google. So, Wendell, I'll let you go ahead with this Google contributor article here.
So this is the situation. This just came out. You should totally check out Matt Kutz's awesome blog. If you don't want to see Google ads on the sites that you support, there's an option now. And so instead of Google ads rendering ads for you, you can choose to pay Google to support the sites that you run the ads on. So this is sort of a nice indirect way. Instead of giving us money directly, or if you want to, sort of consolidate and there's a whole bunch of sites that you want to support that run ads, as long as they're running AdSense ads, Google AdSense ads, which is what we run, then you can tell Google, and Google will, instead of displaying ads, will display whatever you want. You can actually specify your own URL. There's a few different presets. So for us, in our case, if you were to do that, you would be able to go look at a report monthly and see how many dollars you've actually contributed to us by looking at our content and sites and things like that. And you would not see ads, at least not AdSense ads, everywhere that we have AdSense ads. And it's not just us, it's any Google site with AdSense, which is a significant amount of the population out there.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about that is a lot of the bigger sites use dedicated ad platforms or possibly do internal advertising. And we're talking like sites like The Verge. They do use supplemental AdSense stuff, but a lot of the full screen takeovers are not actually AdSense, and that's the thing that most people want to block. So
that's in the main.
This might be an interesting thing to do.
Drift
and I do feel
biscuits.
like I should, try to help out wherever I can. God, you can really learn a lot about somebody from the list of websites they go to. Have you seen the sites you contributed to down here?
What the fuck? Okay, so while you do that, let's look at this thing for a second.
Possibly do internal advertising.
Then I do streaming and change it because it
Just the
sounds like
same size as ours. Maybe you've got several language packs installed after choosing them in the launcher, because each client version does have around 1.3 gigabyte extra and Russia only has one language. It could also be that you're comparing the download size and the client size after installation, which would make sense looking at the numbers. Dimitris Messalas is asking, will you ever cancel the gold pack and be like North America? Smile. Well, there are no plans at all because both NCS and us are very happy with the system and we think it's really good and fair. And that's it. Once again, we've come to an end. I hope you enjoyed this episode very much. Sorry it took a bit longer this time due to the holiday season. And as usual, please make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and our channel here on YouTube. And I'll be seeing you again soon for the next episode. Until then, we hope you enjoy the game, play fair, and be nice as usual. And if you're a Asmodean, please make sure to keep your fur trimmed.
So hello again, guys. As promised, Nick is here with us again with an announcement.
Oh, an announcement.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we kind of gave the heat away already in the beginning, because what you just saw is the Ask Ion. That's a video format that we established and to kind of increase the transparency towards you players, what we're doing here. Yeah, we hope you like what we're doing there. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel in YouTube, then please do so now. You can just, I don't know, maybe we can, someone of us can post the link to YouTube in the chat, so you can go on our channel and subscribe to
These
it.
guys are so
when
German.
The next video is
It's
going to be
hilarious.
released, you will be informed right at the time when it's done. What we want to do today is to do some kind of an live Ask Ion, and that's going to be handled in a way that you can, starting from now, can post the questions that you want to ask me in the Twitch chat, but in the beginning of your question put in what is the sign called? The
hashtag.
The hashtag Ask Ion before your question. And then we'll gather all the questions, and then I will answer as many of them as possible in about 2 hours and ongoing until the maintenance is over. So yeah, I don't know, I'm anxious to see what you're going to come up with, ask your questions, and I'll try to answer as many of them as possible.
Game related or any questions?
Any questions you have that I can answer.
Okay.
And yeah, that's basically it. And please do not post your questions like 10,000 times, because if you do so, we will just not answer it at all. So just post your question once, and that's good, and we will take care of it. Okay, that's good. Then I'm looking forward to that. That was the big announcement.
That was an announcement, and now there is an introduction, right?
Right. Another thing that we thought would be interesting for you guys is to see who the people are that you're communicating with on the boards and the communities. And that is why we want to introduce, I mean, you've already seen one of them who's going to be showing up again now, which is Cedric, and we will have another special guest, so I hope it's going to be fun.
Oh, it will.
Okay.
I'm going to interrogate them.
Then I'm going to leave you and get back to making sure that everything's going to run fluently in the background.
Of course. I just have a
What the fuck?
actually that comes from the community.
Community.
I remember that last time we were actually informing our players about patch notes and progress when it comes to the update. Can they actually count on the same kind of information that we're going to give them during the live stream if there are some changes regarding that? Okay, perfect.
Well, we're going to release the patch notes today if they haven't been already, but we'll do so today. Yeah, that's just going to be the same as before.
So whenever it's done, we might actually have a short announcement.
Right, and we'll share the link also in the chat again, and yeah.
Okay, that's perfect.
All right.
So let's bring these guys here.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you now.
It's Black Ops now.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nick.
Try Black Ops.
There you go. There you go, guys. Have a sit.
Hello again.
So yes, everybody knows Cedric, but we also have another guest today, and it's Jonas. Welcome in Ion Livestream.
Thanks.
So official.
Nice that you have me here.
Yeah, it's nice having you as well. So as a host, I'm gonna offer you maybe some water. Let's start with this one. Bubbles or no bubbles?
Nah, no bubbles, but
No
I'm
bubbles.
fine actually.
Okay, that's good. So yeah, let's start with questions. We all know that Cedric is a community manager. What about you, Jonas? What is your occupation?
Yeah, so since Cedric is our product community manager, I started as a new community manager in July, and I guess most of the people know me already. I'm the Jonas, or better known as Velgard. I manage the community of Aeon Germany for since July now, and yeah, it's pretty fun. Those guys are cool.
But your English is like almost close to perfection. So
yeah, you know, like I'm not really German, but I'm not really Brit either. Like I grew up in London, but I grew up in Germany too. So like I'm half Brit, half German. You could say that. So
that's very beneficial, I guess, for your community.
Yeah, kind of. But they do like German, of course. Yeah, it's not
of course.
So, but yeah, it's kind of cool.
So how do you like it so far?
It's great. I mean, the community and especially Aeon itself. I've played it for like 2,000 hours before, when NCSoft had it, and then I had other games going on, and now that I started Gameforge, like in July,
maybe I'll play
I
Sniper
already
Elite.
started Aeon playing again, and so it's nice, and combined with that community and those guys there, I do like it a lot.
No people's nipples off.
Actually, but this is not the only thing that you're doing, right? You probably have some other hobbies besides just playing computer games.
Okay, I don't want to listen to this anymore. Go away.
And we're talking like sites like The Verge. They do use supplemental AdSense stuff, but a lot of the full screen takeovers are not actually AdSense, and that's the thing that most people want to block. So this might be an interesting thing to do, and I do feel like I should, try to help out wherever I can. God, you can really learn a lot about somebody from the list of websites they go to. You see the sites you can get to down there? Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, let's check out our Patreon campaign, and I'll be sure to video yet saying exactly what we're doing. But I will say last week we mentioned this, and I was kind of like spitballing with Kane and with Paul. We were in California Game Tech, and someone wrote me an email like, dude, if you guys were running this proposal, no one would have That's not, we were just spitballing. What we want to say over here is, it's all here, it's all written out, and it's all organized. And, I am a pretty chaotic person. Kane's pretty chaotic. But, Jennifer is on staff now. She is an MBA. She has an MBA with an emphasis in leadership, and she's really helping put together the outlines and business plans and that sort of thing. And also, Wendell is a personality type that is very organized. So I wouldn't worry about that because I'm not going to be in the driver's seat when it comes to plans and seeing them through to fruition. I'm going to bring my creative side and apply it to this. So that's
I'll give you a really succinct summary. Here's your chance.
We'd be getting wrecked.
We've got the Patreon thing set up, so we've had tech support for a while, and thank you everybody that has done that. That's been really awesome. But Patreon is sort of a more generic platform, and a lot of people expressed interest in doing stuff with Patreon. So the people that watch this video, probably going to be about 70,000 people. If all of you guys gave $1 a month, it would be completely transformative. And so this is the evangelical portion. It's like, you need to reach down and give in order to, whatever. But here's your chance. No, like, seriously.
Speak in tongues a little. That works. Speak in tongues.
Here's your chance. We don't really talk about all this very much at all, but let me explain how this actually works with the ad stuff. So if we have at the beginning of a video that we say this was sponsored by, or thank you to whoever for doing whatever, then it was sponsored. If that is not there, then it was not sponsored. Period. Sometimes we get loaner hardware, sometimes we get free hardware. Sometimes it's like, oh, we would like to do this project. Like, I'm going to build this FreeNAS thing that I can do 2 gigabytes per second on at a dual link 10 gigabit, which I have built. In order to do that, I need face-meltingly fast SSDs.
November 6th.
The first thing that popped into mind was the Intel 750 SSD. Didn't actually make any traction whatsoever at getting one of those until the Skylake thing, which is like a year later. So, yeah, no one cares about us. We're two bozos on YouTube. Literally, no one cares about us. We also...
I think the audience does. The audience does care about who we are and what we're doing.
Well, no, I mean like commercially. It's like...
Yeah.
Now, companies have approached us and said, we would like to give you several $1,000s in exchange for putting an article on the website, which we have completely refused thus far.
My default answer has been no to almost everything. Someone calls and before they even tell me they're playing, I'm like, no. Like, you want to do a 1-minute long pre-roll? I don't care if it's funny. If I'm going to do something funny, or like a funny comical pre-roll ad or whatever, if I'm going to spend the energy doing something like that, I don't care about the money. I want to make it and make it completely original and not have to tie it into some product or whatever. I don't like those kind of rules, and that's also stuff that we have to do that consumes a lot of our time to pay the bills. And you guys don't really like a lot of the shit that we have to do to pay the bills. And this is a way to remove that responsibility so we can do more of the stuff that you do like.
Well, no. Let's make it even more clear than that. Our goal is not to have 50 people on staff cranking out content as fast as possible. Our goal is to
we gonna have
what we want to do to make interesting videos. I have been, and I will continue to do do so. This is kind of a hobby for me, so I don't even really care. It's like, make money, don't make money, I don't care, whatever. But it's like we can't run the operation that way, yeah, because Logan's gonna be all that kind of stuff. But the goal here is not to turn this into a 50-person enterprise with a lot of insanity. Long term, I would love to do more journalistic stuff. Journalistic stuff takes money. There's a lot of like Pulitzer Prize winning authors out there that will work for basically nothing because the newspaper industry has imploded. And they would make excellent journalists and writers for the technical industry. We could do an
that's
like that at the upper echelon on the page. But here's your chance. And so, like, if you don't want to see the over-commercialization, if you want to see us continue to do our own thing, support us directly so that we don't have to take money from anybody. We take a little bit of money right now, occasionally, and you see that in the video. But if you don't even want to do that, then contribute to Patreon. That's what it's there for. So this is kind of an experiment. It's like, okay, audience, put up and support us. This is what it's there for. If you're not going to support us, then we're going to have to continue to do where we get a little bit of revenue from here and a little bit of revenue from there and a little bit of revenue from somewhere else. The other thing with Google Ads, this is the reason we like it. Google Ads, because of ad block, the revenue from that has gone to basically nothing on YouTube, the website, and just everywhere. And it's mainly because of ad block. Our audience is very sophisticated, and so there's no revenue in that, really.
I'll break it down. Let me do the breakdown real quick. We're doing 400,000 or 500,000 hits per month extra compared to this time last year. About 1/4. So, yeah, we've improved our hits by like 25% on YouTube.
And traffic on the website is insanely way up. A lot of lurkers, a lot of people doing how-tos, wikis, all this kind of stuff. And there's no ad revenue to support it. I mean, there's not, because of ad block and whatever else.
We made like $120 last month on the website. That's about it.
It's kind of crazy. When, we don't really care because, again, it's fine. It's not really fine. But, again, Patreon, if you want to support that. So, long story short, we really just want to produce interesting original content. Shows like this, which we're going to do anyway, probably regardless. In long-term, documentaries and investigative things and things that require a little bit more thought and a little bit more organization. If you want to see that, you need to support it, because advertisers are never going to see it. This is really the problem the newspaper industry has. This is the reason that the newspaper industry implodes. We want to be part of a grand experiment to see if maybe this kind of a thing
got wrecked.
Sort of where journalism is going to go. I don't even want to think of myself as any kind of journalist, but I mean that's really, really scary to think about. But hey, Second Amendment is kind of important in the U.S. and international people will probably support us. Actually, international people will probably support us more than the domestic people. Thank you. So.
Yeah, I'll say this. If I see you guys out there who are contributing to Patreon or the Pet Sport, I will buy you a beer. And I don't care if you give them $1 a month, I'll buy you a beer just to say thanks, because for me, the bottom line is always put about the community. And that's all I really care about. I don't want to be a branch. A lot of the companies out there see a lot of the YouTubers as, oh look, it's a branch. Let's use them. And I don't care about that. I care about
that was all nearly direct.
Hang out, share knowledge, play some video games, and make the world better. All that.
And I'll tell you, we've turned down a lot of money that a lot of other people have not turned down. Not to say that there's anything wrong with product placement or anything, but I'm just saying, product placement, Taco Bell. Like, do you think Dell for those 9 monitors paid us anything for product placement? No, there's nothing in this entire shot that is paid product placement. Nothing. It's just. I did the Intel box thing, and people were like, "Oh, you need to disclose you were paid for that." It's like, no, Intel sent me a toy, and I'm playing with the toy on camera. There's no changing of hands. There's no money here. It's not a quid pro quo. It is literally, this sounds interesting. And then, the real thing was like, well, there's an Intel 750 SSD in there, and it's like, damn it, I need that because I want to do a video on getting that to work on FreeNAS and making it face-meltingly fast. And it's like, all right, I'll do that for you guys.
When Dollar Shave Club called, Wimble grew his beard out. Tell him what he thought. Alright, fourth one.
No, the craziest one, the most tempting one was chairs. And so it was like an unnamed organization was like, oh my god, let's send you chairs. And it's like, dude, I've got a steel case leaf chair. This is like a 10-year chair. There is no way you're gonna convince me that this is better than a steel case leaf chair, which is like, I mean, it's a commercial. It's like the Space Co monitor arms. Those are commercial grade. There's like consumer grade, and then like commercial grade is like way up here. And so it's like, yeah, we're gonna send you a chair. And it's gonna be amazing. And it's like I sat in one. It's not a steel case leaf chair. If you have an Aron, I could see that, maybe okay, steel case leaf chair, Aron. I could see maybe those are things. Yeah, steel case didn't pay us crap. It just happens to be the best product. Sorry, deal with it.
All right, so how about this? If steel case called us and they're like, hey, we'll give you guys, like a big chunk of money to enable fucking hurry.
Oh, what is that?
I happen to be in a steel case chair right now. Just talk about our chairs and show them off on camera. I would probably take it because I'm like, well, I'm already sitting in a steel case chair and one upstairs because there's a link to keep my back not die. I'd probably take the money.
I remember we went through like 500 chairs and I was like, dude, get a steel case. And you were like, oh, and then you got one and you were like, holy shit.
I'm like, yeah, they're freaking $1,000. And then I realized all these tech companies don't have it. So I just started calling them up and I found a steel case chair from a division of Microsoft that is, well, I'm probably sitting in Barnacle old steel case. He'll probably come over and be like, hey, is that the one? And he'll look at the back and be like, there's the stain. What's that from? Never mind.
Yeah, we've totally gone off rail, but hey, a lot of people have asked, this is why we did this, and this is why we did Patreon. So here's your chance. Put up or shut up.
And I'm going to make a 2-minute video, just literally like 2 minutes, just as an overview for Basic coming up whenever I feel like doing it. Yeah, whenever I feel like coming into this room for a while. Alright, last thing I'll mention here is our store is doing really well, and we got these new hoodies I'm going to show everybody. They're expensive, it's worth it, and I apologize for the price. They're made by Chrome, the quality. The Chrome backpack did so well that I decided to grab these. There's a spot there where you can hide your keys with a zipper on the sleeve, which is freaking awesome. Got our logo there, snazzy. And then I want to mention that the hood is not one of those hoods that has one seam down the middle that gives you a pointy head. It's got a double seam, so it's a nice, it just looks got that, and then I got a bunch of new t-shirts, and we got some new women's.
I literally never played any games, it's so fun.
Well, but then people were like, I wish you would make a women's version of that PC gaming weapon shirt, or the not buying Apple products, or whatever. And then we also have some, we got a bunch of stuff, but you guys can check out the store. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, turns out buying t-shirts really helps us too, so thank you everybody that's been buying all our crap, because it's really amazing. We're not trying to actually sell crap, it's actually reasonably good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we keep our margins low, but luckily, having stuff. And literally the only reason that we're still in business right now, because if it was just with the ads, I'd be...
No.
I wouldn't be in business. I mean, seriously, we wouldn't be in business anymore. I'd be done. So, yeah, thanks very much, everybody. You guys are... Our audience is the best tech audience. That's all there is to it. They are the best. You guys are the best tech audience there is.
We might do a garage sale, too, which would be really hilarious, because two things that'll be in that. One is my Space Saver Model M. I want to try to get at least $1,000 for that, though.
I don't know, man.
And I've got like 5 of them, so
okay.
I can part with one and still be feared. And then the other thing is Dell Blade Center. Got 2 Dell M1000 Blade Centers with 10 gigabit interface and matching EqualLogic TS60 6510. SANs with the 10 gigabit interface, dual controller 10s, over a terabyte of RAM, over 168 complete cores. Yes, it's that kind of cluster is very good at doing 3D motion graphics and things with After Effects and all that. Although I have all the hard drives, you can't have the hard drives. You can't have this terabyte of RAM, all the 10 gigabit interface stuff.
Now.
6 2300 watt power supplies in each Blade Center, total of 12 2300 watt power supplies. It's kind of insane. There's a thread for it on the forum.
Yep,
we're gonna do a video tour of it too, so not because it's on sale, just because it's like, hey, we're gonna take a look at some enterprise gear, and it's over here. But if you want to know how to do a storage area network and compute cluster right, there's a video.
Let's get down to this VW nonsense. So, Volkswagen, Audi, BMW, Volkswagen, BMW, if you're in Germany, everyone kept correcting me. So, they've been hacking their own software. They've been using software that lies about the emissions, apparently. So, the CEO of Volkswagen is acting and a few other people are stepping down. But the bottom line here is that a lot of companies have been doing stuff like this, and so now some other ones are being looked at.
Well, let's give people the background here.
Yeah.
Because what's going on is to do emissions, and the EPA in America and the EU version of the EPA, where nitrates or nitrogen and various things that happen when you burn diesel that are bad for the environment, the car is supposed to take steps to mitigate. So the software knows when it's being tested and knows when it's being driven. And when it's being driven, it behaves differently than when it's being tested. This is down to the software. So the regulatory body car within the regulation requirements. When the car is actually being driven around, it's wildly out of regulation requirements, sometimes thousands of percentage points out of the environmental regulations. That's sort of problematic, sort of interesting. Like, wait, one of the people actually on this said, oh wow, this opaque software is not a really good building material because it can't be inspected. And the ghost of Richard M. Stallman appeared and was like, yes, exactly.
I mean, here's the thing, when I was over there, you have to have a diesel car because the price of oil, gas, and all that, petrol, whatever, it's insane. If you have a regular car with regular unleaded gas, you have to be basically rich to drive around. It's just too expensive. But diesel, we spent a couple $100 on diesel and all over Europe. So, and we were in diesel so there are some things that we be involved in this whole cancer thing. But no one's going to come out with food. Saying, no, we're not, no. So I'm not sure where that information is coming from. If anyone has a source that says that the BMW software is doing something similar to what Volkswagen is doing, send it to me. I'm very curious to know. I'm not driving a diesel Beamer these days, but gas prices are cheap in the USA, and I like. This is the big thing for me is we could have been on. Everyone could have had an electric car by now. Everyone. And people are dying. The need for fuel efficiency is people are dying because they can't. But the oil.
Correct.
The historical hindsight is we don't know exactly how bad that is. We don't know exactly how much subterfuge the oil industry is putting into this. But if you would like a preview of exactly how much subterfuge the oil industry is willing to put into situations like this, you should research leaded gasoline. And when you research leaded gasoline, you find out what all the oil industry was willing to do to subvert the research that said leaded gasoline was insanely bad for everything in every way. Then you can come back and you can have a conversation about what the oil, how subversive the oil industry is willing to be with various things. So, it sounds very cynical, but I would not be surprised if the oil industry had done some really dark, horrific things. There was also that report that came out, I think it said Exxon in the 70s had a report that said, oh, we've got a few years before we're irreversible climate change in the 70s.
You guys may also want to check out along the car.
D9.
Microsoft. Let's talk about this for a minute. Microsoft. This happened like 5 minutes after the update. Microsoft, they developed their own version of Linux. And there was lots of crazy. Oh my god, Microsoft using Linux. Well, I hate to tell you guys this, but Microsoft has been using Linux for quite a while. And I can say firsthand that I know people who have been contracting for Microsoft. These are Linux experts, and that's kind of the secret, is they do not keep them on staff. The Linux personnel are contracted usually to come in and do various things, but they use Linux behind the scenes to do what Linux does best, which is...
That's because the new public license is a pox upon business and must be kept out of all Microsoft infrastructure.
But now they're using it. This is mainly for their cloud systems and also using it for switches and stuff. I would like to get their a copy of this distro. I mean, imagine Linux is should be able to get a copy of the distro and poke around with it here. But it will mainly be for Microsoft devices that they're using for their cloud systems and everything, maybe switches and all that. Probably that bulky of an installation.
It doesn't say exactly, but it seems like it's running some of the internal services on Azure. So if that's the case, there's no GPL situation here where you can sort of compel the source code or compel a copy from Microsoft. Because Microsoft hasn't given you the running process. It's a really interesting situation. If you want to use it for your internal business purposes and modify the bejesus out of it, that's completely fine. You totally don't have to release the source code. If you sell a modified software, so this is the situation with GPL. If Microsoft is using but if they are, if I can acquire an instance on Azure that's this modified version of Linux, I would absolutely have to support source code. But if it's just Linux running their infrastructure, I don't have to support anything.
Now, this is going to be way out there. I kind of want to ask this question, see what the audience thinks, and also see what you think, Wendell. I was sitting down with Microsoft people, because that's what we do in this area, you end up going and working and stuff. Like, where do you work? Are you with Dell? You're at Microsoft? You're at Amazon? How's the Pirate Bezo doing? Everyone I've met from Amazon is like that. Everyone I've met from Microsoft is like, everyone I've met from Microsoft is like, company's pretty easy. I keep the paper list right up bottom drawer. So like, even though there was stop it. I don't know any of these things. It's like all this hypothetical, and I didn't actually use these, and I don't even know where I heard them. But someone on the inside said, imagine the next version of Microsoft down the road being Windows built on Linux. And I was like, what? And he's like, I don't know what's going on internally, but I wouldn't rule anything out. And I was like, that's absolutely crazy. He goes, yeah, maybe you're right. Because I was typically here. I was like, no, why would they do that? That makes no sense. Well, that's absolutely crazy. And he was like, yeah, but everything's already done. The last thing we just put our junk on top of it. And it's basically like Ubuntu, with the surveillance and everything. Just take Linux and put our surveillance on top of it, and then we'll be good. But it's a compatibility problem. All the programs throughout the years, but then again, you had that same problem with Windows 3.1 and 1.5. But I don't know. If there's any possibility
of Neo Gamer.
It's really no. It is interesting though because Windows NT, the kernel, was based on OpenVMS, I think, or I might have to. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think Windows NT was based on a very ancient Unix, and so it shared a lot in common, and they sort of built the GUI on top of it. There's a lot of technology in Windows that actually is really impressive technology, especially like the remote procedure call around the windowing system. That's some very advanced technology that Linux is like 10 years behind on. Wayland and Mir, they're going to fix a lot of those problems, but after Wayland and Mir are quote-unquote stable, it's probably going to be another 5 years before it's really there. Remote desktop, the way that it works is a really, really impressive piece of technology, and Apple has nothing that can touch it. Linux has a few things that can touch it in some respects, but by and large, for a graphical environment, X11 technically is that, but X11 is also an awful protocol. So, and Wayland and Mir are going to do away with a lot of that, but not really. So it's a really sort of bizarro land situation. I think if anything, under Tim Cook, I think that Apple might possibly, because it seems like Apple's really just abandoning their desktop operating system and just focusing on mobile. They the Apple Kool-Aid, I don't think it would really hurt Apple. It's like, you can run OS X on anything now, but it's not the real official OS X, as long as it's not the real official OS X. That would be what Apple's worried about. That's the crazy thing. It's like Apple would not care about the intellectual property of OS X. Apple would care about diluting Apple. And it's like, or making it where you can sell Apple clones or whatever.
Well, they're pretty big on controlling the full user experience. They control the full user experience. They can help shape the opinion. If someone, gets an Apple that's an unauthorized product, or is using, an unauthorized kernel or something that hasn't been tested and certified internally, then they're going to go out and be like, man, this thing sucks. And then Apple can be like, well, yeah, it sucks because it's not the thing that we wanted to give you. And that's why a lot of times people love their iPhones, is because the software and the hardware were made together to be perfect. So you got those people out there. But if you know a little bit about people, I don't see why Apple should do contrary to most laws. It's also I got a license. Yeah, you bought it. You should be able to do whatever you want with it.
I have a right to repair it. But I don't think Apple would do it strategically, almost like a tactical nuclear weapon. It's like we're not going to do this because Apple really wants to improve their situation. Apple would do it just to mess with Microsoft.
I guess I'm just reaching here. I'm reaching because
it's always cool to have AFK teammates.
Better programs on Linux, better program. I don't care if they're paid programs or whatever. I like better platforms. More games.
Oh, it was fun anyway.
I'm stretching and wishing here,
Got to scope out some people.
I'm still stuck on Windows for far too many reasons. It annoys me. My workflow is actually quite a bit more streamlined on Linux. I'm a better multitasker on Linux, but a lot of the programs I'm needing are not available on Linux. And as soon as I finish this latest album, I'm going to try FL Studio. I'm just a little bit worried about some of my VSTs, especially the ones that I've purchased. And when you guys hear the album, note that most of the differences in this album and the last album, I went out and spent a chunk of change on buying some virtual instruments that I hate to say it, but the ones when you spend the money, you get what you pay for them. The new instruments, even some of the new 8-bit instruments, are top notch. So, yeah, look for that album coming out. Oh, I'm gonna make the official announcement right now. The new album's coming out on October, I think 30th, Halloween, 30th, 31st, whenever that is. I don't know. I don't celebrate Halloween, but I'll release the album on Halloween. Kids out there. Let's move on. Talk about something else that's kind of spooky. Coinbase. So Coinbase is one of the nicest Bitcoin exchanges or markets or whatever.
I guess it's
Who's
this?
Marketplace.
All right.
Now, they decided that they want to push the idea of Bitcoin, so they've filed a number of patents, like hot wallets for holding your Bitcoins, private key control. Just look at all this stuff here: instant exchange, personal vaults, sending Bitcoin to instead of having to send it to the long number, just being able to send it to an email address. They're trying to patent that. They're trying to patent the idea of a Bitcoin exchange. So if they were to do this, they would be the only official Bitcoin exchange. And then that would be like a bank saying, like, we are going to be the only place that you can store money, and we want to patent that. I had money in Coinbase and I pulled it out immediately. So I'm closing my account. I'm done with it. It's messed up. That is totally mad. They're saying, here's their defense. They're saying, well, we're doing this because we're worried that some bigger companies are going to start, doing this. So we want to patent it first. And they're promising that, listen, we're never going to enforce this. If we see a smaller company, a smaller startup or something, we'll never enforce it. So don't worry about it, guys. We're only worried about the big players patenting the same thing. Now, while I don't want to see a big player patent these things, like I don't want to see Barclays Bank or whatever patenting these things. The fact is, Coinbase, they're pretty much now in the pockets of VCs. They've received millions and millions and millions of venture capital money. So, whatever they say, I don't care. What I want to know is, what are the VCs going to demand? If the VCs need money, they're going to start making some demands, and, you know, Coinbase is going to have no choice but to do exactly what
This got AD or AP actually, didn't it?
Pretty close to software patents basically not mattering in the US either.
What is this monkey? Is he a mascot for something?
I think this is just a Google image search for evil monkey. This is probably on the first page of results.
I think actually might have been a mistake
I
there.
want that. I want to own that thing. But then I won't know where to put it, so never mind.
Meanwhile, it's evilly possessing all the hardware, and it's like, well, won't anything...
Oh, isn't...
It's like, oh yeah, evil monkey, error code E01.
Oh god. He's going to be an unlockable character in the next, some video game that's cool. Street Fighter 5 or something. Mortal Kombat 70. Is that what we're on now? Mortal Kombat 70? You guys tell me. I want to know right now. It's 10, I think. 10, you said, in the hallway? 10? 11? 9? 999!
Mortal Kombat 9 Geriatric Edition. It's just old people hitting each other with walkers.
Mortal Kombat XD6. X. It's Mortal Kombat X. You know, when someone walks into your store when you're working at GameStop and they say, can I have Mortal Kombat X? How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel that you work at GameStop? Why are you watching this if you work at GameStop? Hello, one person who works at GameStop.
Right. Scorpion just can't do the fatality anymore because he's got real bad arthritis.
This'll just stuck her head in the room and she was like, hey, I used to watch this when I worked at GameStop.
Done goofed.
Now everyone knows the dark secret of Pistol's past. She worked at GameStop. And she was forced to sell magazines to people who don't want magazines.
You heard it here first.
Disney. They're going to invest $65 million to help make virtual reality movies the next thing. So they're throwing some money in Jaunt, and Jaunt has a 360-degree camera. $65 million is not enough to make a movie, so it's not a huge investment in future technologies, but it's enough for them to, you know. I guess
should be hilarious.
They're saying like, hey, if these things are going to be in everyone's house, we want to be in on this from the ground floor. So this is not money that's going to be used to make a narrative movie. It's not going to be specifically that for the development of technology. So they want some movies, and I think they already have some movies out there in 3D, but I don't think they're taking kids. So of course that was like the first thing that happened with this stuff.
You know, the Google phones, like the Moto X, that have the really good accelerometer. Google's got a bunch of demo movies that are 360-degree movies. Most of them are animation, which are all live action. One is really cool because you look through your phone, like almost like a viewfinder, but as you move around, it's changing on the phone. So, like, sort of hold it up and your phone move around, it's using the accelerometer so that you're looking through your phone like a viewfinder in a 360-degree scene. And those things, I don't know that I would really neat, but I don't know that you would really get the same cinematic experience with that. I think that you're going to need a little bit more movie making, and maybe with the goggles strapped to your head so you can't look away from your phone, but it was just kind of exhausting, you know, trying to do a movie phone. I can't imagine, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Ah, Garen, yeah, fantastic. It's already GG, man.
The way that may make this work is you sit in one spot. You don't need to like rotate around and see what's going on behind you. And you watch the movie and you see things around the room, and like you can like if you hear a door open, you can like turn your head a little bit and see someone coming into the scene to do whatever. But after you, let's say like if you really love the movie or something, if it's like a movie like I don't know, Star Wars 70 or whatever, cool and has all the football. You watch the movie and instead of watching the foreground, you turn around and watch the background. Maybe there's some Easter eggs back there or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll be something like that. But I think the thing that I'm kind of looking forward to, animated features using 3D engines like the Unreal Engine, or maybe possibly one generation newer than that, because those engines look about as good as like Toy Story 1. If you look back in time and look at it, you're like, damn, those movies have come a long way as far as like movie show stuff that's pre-rendered. But being able to render that kind of stuff live, maybe you could sit there if you have a dynamic graphics card and watch a movie that's done in the engine. That would also open up some pretty cool doors for indie filmmakers who, you know, maybe don't have enough money to do crazy rendering and stuff, but know how to use it. Maybe it could happen. I think I'd rather play an engine like that, you know?
And remember, by the time we get to Unreal Engine 50, you're going to be able to sit down and strap on the goggles and watch Lord of the Rings with every cast character being Danny DeVito.
It's like everyone is like this weird looking Hobbit thing. Very real, no, it's all the characters. Let's talk about the other things that Walt Disney did. I'll let you get into this one. Walt Disney was helping out the FBI just a little bit.
Yeah, we thought this was interesting because this is the 50s. I think this is what, 1955? And so this is Walt Disney's FBI file. You guys should all go read that. Not because of the whole tinfoil hat thing, but you know, Walt Disney was working on Tomorrowland, and the whole FBI involvement thing was basically like, oh, you know, we're against communism, we're running this massive PR campaign, we're doing all this surveillance and all this other stuff. You know, will you help us with that? And Walt Disney was like, oh yeah, totally, I'll absolutely help you. I just want you guys to go look at that, to know what we were doing in the 50s, to set some context for what we might be doing today.
I think a lot of this here, this article, they're trying to normalize the idea of FBI being there, law enforcement.
It is interesting in the context of modern conversations about privacy and the internet and law enforcement and encryption. And encryption as a tool for enforcing freedom of the press. Encryption is the ultimate tool for execution, but it can't be unless it's very widespread because anonymity or the use of encryption in a sea of encryption, you're not going to stand out. The use of encryption in a sea of nothing that's encrypted, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. And free speech is a really important thing to safeguard. You don't want to be harassed. I mean, think about like McCarthy and all that stuff. And so this is really interesting that an agency that has the word investigation in its name is interested in PR things, public relations things. This is marketing is fundamental level of manipulation. So why is this a thing?
You know, I wonder, speaking of thinking about the normalization thing, I wonder if when you're born, each person is assigned like a dude, Jack Boots. Is that with you all the time? Puts around on the phone. But he's always with you. I wonder if, like, by the time you're old, that would be just a normal thing. You would almost be
there were cartoons in the 80s that made fun of that in Russia. It was like, oh, you know, Soviet Russia, you know, Gestapo callers do. So, you know, growing up.
You see, just sat in the middle of the tower, just spun around them.
Because it's like, oh, in the 80s, it's like, no, this is very bad in Russia. And it's like, wait, see it happening in America. They told us that was bad when it was in Russia, so what's going on?
Well, you see, it's bad in Russia because the Russians are the bad guys. That will mean it's fine because we're the good guys. You see, that's how we can do anything we want. We're the good guys. I mean, we can blow up anybody. We're the good guys, right? Right? Right?
It's just
we're the good guys, right?
Not anything related to the tech, but or technology or anything, but I was reading about I think it was Gorbachev, and he went to a supermarket, like he was in DC and he was doing stuff, and just randomly he's like, let's go to the supermarket. So he went to a supermarket. It was like, you know, a Kroger type thing.
Chemo was a reckoning.
You know, 17 times the salt per steak. And he went in and he was just blown away. The thing said that, like,
I got slain.
Like, after that, he was just despondent because it's like, we have bread lines in Russia. I don't know what's going on. And that's what him going to the grocery store in America is what led to him leaving the Communist Party.
Wow. I can't even imagine how this must feel for the people in Venezuela. If you guys are down there in Venezuela watching, I don't feel your pain. I don't understand your pain. But it makes me angry that you're going through this. stuff, but it's similar to the whole breadline thing, but it possibly is even worse down there right now. It brought that to mind.
Yeah, they may not have bread lines in in Venezuela, but
I think no, it's actually worse right now. Like so the reports are that people are waiting hours and hours in line just to get like a bag of milk and some bread and stuff, but then you have to go back multiple times a week. And it's weird. Everyone's given a number. You can go on. If you have a certain number, you have to go on a certain day. You have to keep the lines down. If you show up early to try to get in line first, you get the same for 24 hours. But it's a rough situation down there. But a lot of the world is ignoring it.
Don't goof to this now. I shouldn't have taken AD. Right here.
Gorbachev was saying, even Yeltsin doesn't have a choice of 17 different kinds of Salisbury steak. That's just, what's a Salisbury steak? Which is some kind of steak. This is sort of the thing, so, I don't know, it's hard to have a world perspective growing up and all that. It's frustrating because all of our media is filtered. The internet is the least filtered thing about the world. I think is the technology.
The fuck did you go in there for?
So we're going to help you guys protect yourself by saying stop buying Lenovo crap. That's like our next shirt. Stop buying Lenovo products. Like, this is obnoxious.
I'll share my little anecdotal story. I couldn't pass it up. They had an i5, a Lenovo something or other, the transformer thing. It was on sale. It was an i5. It was like $480. It was on sale. And so I was like, I can buy this. It's great. 6 gigs of RAM. I have a mechanical hard drive that's easy enough to replace with an SSD. There's the only real bad thing about it. Yeah, checked it out. Oh, totally had Superfish, totally had all the stuff. All the stuff they said, oh, we got rid of it, it's not there anymore. It was totally still there. So it's like, and it had not been, the Windows event log was really old, but in terms of like PDFI and the initialization, in terms of like the first modified file time after the system was imaged, it was only about 3 months ago. So, yeah, that's completely insane. Because we were talking about that stuff, I think, almost a year ago. Yeah, those production images still have all that crap.
Well, this is something that's not even, this is not the Superfish. It's something different. It's called the Lenovo Customer Feedback Program 64. I'm not sure
it's another different thing. It's the same.
And it basically is tracking what you're doing and sending it to them. They can tell your data. That's what they're doing right now. I don't, if they're doing this, they should be giving away the laptop. That's what they do. Lenovo, you are listening. We are going to install some done. Give you a free laptop. What do you think? How about Lenovo? I'll get you. I don't trust them.
I just mentioned that Ubuntu runs great on Chromebooks.
Installing Linux is actually a pretty decent because even if they have a root that's installed in Windows, it's not going to, work. Or like the Superfish is not going to work with Linux. Just get them, wipe it, and install Linux, and or don't buy them in the first place. Maybe it's just bad.
I just thought it was a good deal. I was like, oh yeah, I'm sort of a that's why I get crazy monitors in Korea and order stuff from Chinese language websites and whatnot.
Yeah, gotta admit, when I go over there, I'm always thinking, well, I mean, I think when I go over there, I'm like, there's all this interesting stuff here, and it's like $10. I want to get 1,000 of them and bring them back to America to show everyone. You guys can have.
Look at this amazing thing that I found.
Yeah, it's like the best gaming sensor, and the mouse is only $20. Why
you got me those? I've got the GH3 now, which is why my footage has gotten better. And you got me those lenses that were totally just imported from China, and those lenses were amazing. They cost like a third of what they cost here, so it's kind of like, this is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, we grabbed some Korean lenses over there. They're Korean, actually. They're Korean, made in Korea lenses. They're very good lenses. And if you guys look online, you'll see the Rokinon lenses. They're the same thing, but if you buy them over there, they're...
See, you guys, all this, the ad money and the tech support money that you guys are generating for us, we're not spending it frivolously. We're
you like and then after I hit my goal, moving right along then. Okay, there's some quick mention.
Okay, this is a good article. We're going to mention this article because this is how you recognize. Pay attention here. It's learning time. This article is designed to manipulate the stock market. All the sole purpose. It serves no other purpose other than to try to drive Tesla's stock. Probably not. The reality here is you look at it and it's like, oh, they're going to store some kind of electrolyte. Oh, you have to heat the battery for 178 degrees. This is not actually new technology. When you dive into it, it's like, oh, there's actually some stuff here. These are really amazing batteries that store hydrogen. It stores hydrogen great, but you're going to need it. But that's actually one of the things that makes it safe. So if you're in a wreck or something, it's like, oh, the hydrogen battery can't wait to explode. Well, no, there's a hydrogen battery. You have to heat it, and so when the car's in a wreck, the heating mechanism basically shuts down. The hydrogen is safely contained in the battery in fine powder because it's not heated, it won't release the hydrogen. This isn't the same thing. This is the electrical version. This is the hydrogen version for hydrogen cars or whatever. But with all the advances in lithium-ion technology and the Elon Musk battery plant coming online, lithium ion, a better time or whatever, you're going to see a lot of this kind of article talking about battery technology. And this one, well, we can't actually commercialize it yet. That's code for this is 2 to 3 years away on the fast track, probably 5 years away, unless they have, 100 million plus adventures. Yeah, look for the, we'll short it or something.
Yeah. Mess around with it, but what I do, actually I won't say more, but Samsung's 950, the Pro M2 SSD, so they've got the NVMe on, so they've got fancy non-volatile memory host controller, so that's a little bit different from the HDI. HDI was designed for like spinning. It's just nice to do that. HDI but 2.0. Yeah, 2,500 megabytes a second. That's pretty nice.
That's a little faster than the Intel 750, and it's 1.5 gigabytes per second on the write speed.
I just love the M.2 font. They start calling the M.2 form factor. I also have various other marketing terms. All those words that they put things together like, any marketing.
Well, this is the successor to the 951. The 951 we've never actually got our hands on, but I got to play with one briefly, and it gets insanely hot when it's riding. Like, hotter than the surface of the sun, not really, but hot enough that it makes me uncomfortable, and hot enough that a large OEM reported that when they were building systems with these, they'd actually have to install aftermarket systems on the 951, even in cases that had pretty good airflow.
User left your channel.
No. This is the 950. Samsung, you gotta take everything Samsung with a little bit of a grain of salt. Samsung's got the whole marketing thing down pat. I really hope you get a look at one of these and see what it is. The Intel NVMe options, both the M.2 and the Express, don't actually fit in M.2 slots. You get the M.2 adapter, that's what goes to the basically SATA looking connector or straight up PCI Express. You only got the Skylink box. Non-convenient. And that's a big difference.
And they've got the new DCP coming out. Gosh.
Now, the reality with the Intel 750 is that for a single-threaded benchmark, it's really not 600, 700 megabytes per second, which is about what we were seeing from the Flex SSDs. The difference is that the Intel 750 can handle about 3 to 4 threads concurrently, with it topping out at about 2.2 gigabytes per second, because it's got a crap load of chips, and the controller has a crap load of channels. This is Samsung operating on bleeding-edge flash technology as opposed to Intel. Intel's strategy is really from the data center, so it's tried and true, super stable, super reliable, and Intel's NVMe offerings are more enterprise and super stable, and Samsung's are more, we want the fastest, bleeding-edge technology ever, whereas Intel's one conservative. So that's the difference between the two. That's also why the Intel ones are bricks.
Let's check out this floating city. This is a very interesting plan to help expand to cities that are experiencing places like Hong Kong, they're on the water, and even Manhattan. On the water, there's really not a lot of extra getting out of a Dutch firm called they built like facilities before, but now they're like, you know what, we can take our technology and our ideas and put them together and make a city moving stuff onto the water. Looks pretty natural disaster. So with that, you get crop algae and stuff like that. You got biofuel. And it's just it looks to me. I mean, from their charts are always going to be 100% positive. So I'm trying to think of what would be the big negatives of the together, and the fact that as soon as we do something, we always have someone trying to tear it down. 100% think of floating city. So you got to think of what could be the consequences of doing such things. Floating cities. Floating, but it wasn't attached to it. This is all true, guys. This is all true.
Its floating city is good, but will survive earthquakes really well. Tsunami, not so much.
We might mess that up. I mean, I guess would a tsunami carry the entire floating city into the other city, and then you have to
it would probably just cause a lot of very bad things to happen. See, first the water levels would rise, and so that would, and then the wave would come, and then it's pretty much the same situation.
There's no way that you can put together hurricanes, tsunamis, and other sorts of natural disasters. You're saying it's probably okay?
It's probably pointed out. Oh, by the way, don't pull this further. I think that's why some of the artwork looks like it's just off the coast of Manhattan, maybe. Maybe that's what some of this is, I'm not sure.
Some of it looks like that, I'm not sure if that's the modeling here, though. I don't know. It's not exactly, Manhattan doesn't have the Bay Area right there. So I don't think it's it's the coast of New Jersey. I don't think
I don't know either.
Who knows where that is?
I don't even know what type of scientist to ask us if they're in the audience in order to answer the questions. So, if you're a scientist, let's build a city on the Arctic ice. That'll last, right?
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not man-made climate change, it's just climate change. Okay, let's think about this. The sun has allowed plants to capture carbon from the air. By the way, trees come from the air, because you probably didn't know that. You're thinking that.
Go watch some fireman videos and you'll figure it out.
The trees come from the air, eventually turn into coal and other sort of basically pure carbon, nearly pure carbon compounds. So carbon in the air goes into carbon in a solid brick. And in order to get that solar energy out of it, the energy that originated from that in the form of solar and then later compression, we burn it. And so we take the solid thing and we convert it back into a gas. Trees convert the gas back into a solid at a much slower rate than we are burning it. Ergo, the environment is changing at a very rapid pace.
So,
Exxon's got the research on that.
Whenever you light a fire using wood, that runs from the sun.
The energy from that is, it really is.
If you guys, just saying a few things like this, you're gonna watch it and be like, okay, that's crazy. Yeah, just go watch a couple Feynman videos because you don't have enough time to come up with higher concepts.
Well, it's just the back of the envelope calculation. There are less trees today than there have been historically, which would take up the carbon from the air. We are consuming things that contain carbon and converting solids into gases at a record rate. You can really do that back of the envelope.
Alright, let's talk about teleportation. How about that? We're not agreeing with that already. Let's talk about teleportation. So what they did, they teleported a signal. And on the other end, they got something wrong. So the National Institute of Standards and Technology, they've been working together for a long time. They call it Telegraph and Telephone Corporation. So they were able to quadruple the distance
4,000 gold.
entangle. That's pretty big, over 100 kilometers. And they did so using some new fancy stuff. They had to basically create some new technology because only about 1% of the data is transferred over to it still has to be line of sight or line of laser, or it still has to be like that. But you still have, you have two particles on either end, which are essentially the same particle.
And you had them to win. That's hilarious.
Implications are going to be for, maybe down the road some sort of data transfer. Maybe the Ansible. Maybe they're going to figure out the Ansible, but this is not going to be applicable outside of the quantum world just yet. But for bits of data, maybe? I don't know, maybe for the encryption and that sort of thing, you could create the unbreakable encryption, you're saying? I don't know. But you have to have really fancy equipment to be able to detect the signal because it's so weak. But they did it.
The implications of these really nice infographics experiment pretty completely. There's a lot of research right now around...
Where's fucking Adam?
So it would be really nice if we can have really long runs of fiber without having to have a lot of repeaters. Or if we do have to have a lot of repeaters and a lot of really crazy fiber optic cable, we can put an insane amount of information on a single fiber optic cable. So this experiment actually has implications for both. If we are able to use quantum channels for dealing with information, information is not going to get there anytime.
Our last whisper.
We will have another channel in order to do error correction and filling in the gaps as far as the data goes. And so with the classical limitations of this 100 kilometer long fiber optic cable mean that there's a really weak signal, not very much of it actually, but in terms of the photons that go on main feed, not a lot of photons make it. But if the photons do make it there, maybe we can encode the information in such a way that the quantum components of the stuff that make it there can actually convey information. So whole conservations, like information is still not traveling faster than the speed of light. It's true, but we're able to sort of deal with the massive losses that are incurred on this type of fiber optic cable in terms of the actual photons that carry the information making it there. Because we've basically entangled some photons, and that's what's happening over the 100 kilometers. We'll see.
There's a lot of really interesting things going on in science this week. This is John Hopkins got together and figured out how to do it. Basically possible. And they affixed it to like the sciatic nerve area in our mouse that could not walk. And they did so. They connected it to like the nerve ends. They added some chemicals.
Tits.
The nerve.
Tits on a sausage.
And the mouse could walk again. Implications for this are pretty awesome. I mean, imagine if they're able to 3D print a lattice for, you know, nerve tissue for people who have experienced nerve damage or people who are paralyzed and that sort of thing due to nerve damage. It's possibly with something. And it's already working. Yeah. That's good.
Printing a scaffolding for nerves seems like a good way to go for that, because nerves otherwise don't really have enough information in order to heal to connect, you know, sort of A to B. So the scaffolding contains all the chemicals and stuff to sort of help regrow the connections between, you know, where the damage has occurred. Will it be something where like everything is exactly according to the way that it was? No, probably no. It's going to be like situations where they, you know, somewhere else, or sort of graft it and hope that it grows. It's like you'll probably still have some limitations in function, but this technique offers the promise of higher level of functioning and a better level of comparison, better to treat in terms of printing. Or you'll be able to capitalize on your own ability to heal because you're sort of directed on how it works.
So, technology in the medical world saying that human physicians, they're going to be obsolete, they're going to be replaced by essentially...
Well, maybe Valkos of the Hook is pretty bad. Would not recommend.
This is down the road
But
a little bit.
when you make that
they've
decision, you commit.
They already have computers out there that are justifying their claims here. They're like, hey, listen, we already have computers out there that can read emotions and body language and that sort of thing. So
Nemesis, oh.
Watson.
Being able to, yeah, Watson can do a lot of that.
Watson is already, IBM is already receiving a substantial amount of money from the insurance industry to have Watson look over people's insurance claims and records and things to try to figure out who to drop, I guess. I don't know what the insurance companies are doing with it other than that. But in terms of like clinical tests and things like that, Watson has done really well at diagnosing patients, even patients that doctors had not yet diagnosed, based on their test results and other data in their medical chart, in terms of like, oh, this person's got this thing, and oh, this person has this incredibly rare thing, and oh, this person probably has these two diseases, and maybe their doctor doesn't know. There's a lot of really interesting stuff out there. It's been kind of quiet the last year or two, but IBM has picked up a lot of customers that are using Watson, which is its sort of platform that does exactly what's being described in the article here. So it'll be interesting, you know, 5 or 10 or 15 years. I'd say probably some national chain of hospitals will actually probably roll out Watson as like a consulting basis, where physicians, like, they roll it out to their web portal or whatever, and then physicians would actually consult with Watson on diagnosis and things like that. It'll lower their insurance rates, probably improve customer satisfaction. The first hospital to figure that out, probably gonna franchise.
And they'll have a monopoly on their hands. I don't know. I think the technology is big enough that a lot of different, you know, places can do it. And for some of you guys out there who are like, this is...
Stop talking. Very good, thank you. What's that? What has happened to my game? What? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Fantastico. My computer has died. Reconnect, please. It would be nice. Trust me to go to Thailand and everything explodes. Everything exploded, eh? All you need is a dog. Dog. What the fuck is going on? Reconnect to the game, please. Start the game. Yay!
Nothing but the finest. That one's top drawer. An artifact of ancient power.
My hands are stained.
My man is telling me no. Kind of a shit mix. No AD except for me, which is really stupid.
Executed. An ally has been slain.
Well, they AP or AD mostly. AD, AP, AD. Yeah, kind of AD most, so back off.
Choose your own path.
Let's go. Flip him over your back. Flip it ass. Oh no. Missed. I got wrecked.
An enemy has been slain.
Basically, he's in the shot road twice.
Learn from your
Cassidon reckons.
what conflict awaits. My spirit is not lost. So long I've wandered.
Double kill.
Oh, he went on my fucking tits as quick as he could. Okay, let's build a bit tanky now. Give me some health, Black Cleaver. My mind is telling me no. Hassan is fucking wrecking. Oh, that was just terrible, didn't it? I hate this keyboard, man. You can't even press control. You got fucking consumed. Correct. Oh, you don't do it. Killing him. Ah, you already disappeared, pal. You are gone.
My spirit is not lost. How should I proceed?
It's okay.
Shut down.
Black cleaver. Now I need some magic resist. Stonies.
My spirit is not lost.
Ooh, it was bomb hole. It hit bad. Got a bit more damage now. What the fuck was that? That guy's suicidal, man. That, oh, that pull. Go away. Get away. Survive. That Veigar man is lucky as shit.
How should I proceed? Choose your own path. Who has been slain? Learn from your mistakes.
Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Aw. No. Don't message me. Nope. I'm still dead, what the fuck? Oh! Nice. Oh, you're gonna get thrown into the triangle. Ooh. Oh, I dare you to go on him. I double dare you. Everybody wants to know your name. Cassin just chilling in the bush waiting. Watching and waiting. Yes. Ah, I got stunned. Oh, I missed. Tower racketed him. The snowball lands, tell me hands. That's the mom. Oh, I got fucking blown away there.
Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill.
Whipple tail.
Shut down.
Okay, so what do I need now to be tanky here? EP I have, and maybe I built Womox. Oh, a Cypher. Oh, that could be good, that could be good. I need some. How magic is this now? I need more armor. So, armor. Armor with attack damage. Somewhere. Where's the one right there? What if I factors on it? Damage and armor.
An ally has been slain. Take the time. There's so much to learn. An enemy has been slain.
Well, that could be cool, actually.
An ally has been slain.
We're getting dead. Okay, frozen mana, so just because it's good or reliable. Oh, maybe I go back to one. I don't know. What's the benefit of Walmart again? 800. Okay. Doesn't really matter if I'm tanking, I need to do more damage, I think. Because like I'll just make it disappear anyway, so. He wants my bicycle. You want for it my bicycle, but you know can have my bike. Your tower has now been turned into a strawberry. Get the reef. Swerve!
The howling abyss, a bottomless crevasse surrounded by an ancient fortress carved into a glacier. No one remembers who built this place. No one knows its purpose. Okay, let's end this bitch.